millions of lives of kids that are going to see this moment and think what's possible, start to dream about what soccer could mean to them. So this is the last chance you and I get to call a game, and it's been an absolute pleasure, and then I get to go be a fan and watch this and enjoy it.
The US coming in after a 3-2 win against Senegal a week ago. Germany were 4-0 winners against Finland before they departed from their game in Mainz last Sunday. In just 6 more days, the US will step onto the biggest stage in the global game. A history-making moment on home.
Tanto la jugada donde le alcanza a rescatar muy bien por allá Grafenberg. Pero ya perdieron la pelota y esto es lo que busca Uzbekistán. Este es el fútbol que tiene, robar y desplegar. Es un equipo sumamente efectivo. No necesita tantos disparos. Well, that's going to be his job. Getting down that left-hand side. Halvson helped the build-up play. Van der Ven. And the ball that curls away from Donyamala. Well, that's going to be his job. Getting down that left-hand side. Halvson helped the build-up play. Van der Ven. And the ball that curls away from Donyamala. Well, that's going to be his job. Getting down that left-hand side. Putting good balls in. Nathan Ake, when he came on, played at centre-half rather than on the left. They've got the option to go with a 3. To go with wing-backs, they can mix it up. Fielded by Gravenberg. Dumfries competing. His job hugely important down the right-hand side, whether it's Somerville or it's Marlon who's ahead of him. And if it's Marlon, that means Memphis would be fit enough to start, the Dutch record scorer up top. Faisal Jorosov, it is who has the throw. Back 5 on Hector. Verbrugge, already established as the number 1. Good competition from
একে অপরকে বল দেওয়ার চেষ্টা দেখতে পাচ্ছেন অ্যাটাকের পর অ্যাটাক চলছে আমরা চাইছি কখন সেই কাঙ্ক্ষিত গোলটি দেখতে পাবো
Mike Flecken and Robin Roofs made his debut at half time against Algeria. Gravenberg turns away from Shukurov. Frankie de Jong.
আগাপুরের মাধ্যমে গোল কি আসতে পারে একটি শট অসাধারণ ব্লক বল পেয়েছে আবার বল না হয়নি বল কভার নিয়ে মাঠের বাইরে চলে গেল সুজয় তার চেষ্টা করছে গোল দেওয়া উজবেকিস্তান ভার্সেস নেদারল্যান্ড
Their group begins against Japan. That's only 6 days' time. At Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington. And it'll be Sweden. Followed by Tunisia and Kansas City. What to do for Nasrullayev down that left-hand side.
একের পর এক রবাইয়ের করার চেষ্টায় সেই কাঙ্ক্ষিত গোলটি এখনো পর্যন্ত আসেনি সবাই অতি আগ্রহের সঙ্গে অপেক্ষা করছে সেই কাঙ্ক্ষিত গোলটি দেখার
To make it a 5 with those 2 defensive midfielders not leaving much space between the lines either. So it's up to the Dutch to try and use the ball quickly to break them down and deny the space for Kansas.
দেখতেই পাচ্ছেন বল বসিয়ে নিয়েছে শট মেরেছেন বল ডিফ্লেকশন কর্নার কিক কেউ কাউকে ছাড়তে রাজি না 1 ইঞ্চি জমি ছাড়তে নারাজ। একটা টিমে অ্যাটাকে গেলে একটা টিম ক্লিয়ার করে দিচ্ছে বলকে।
But he's a very useful creative player. Here come the Dutch though with Somerville. Real pace from Somerville. And out comes Yusupov to do really, really well.
আবার বল বসিয়ে নিয়েছে ব্যাক সেন্টার, আবার শট, হেড, গোল লাইন ক্লিয়ার, অসাধারণ ডিফেন্ডিং। আবার শট হবে কি? না 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 না, রিঅ্যাটাক হয়েছিল কিন্তু বলটি গোলে রাখতে পারেনি।
Recognized how high that Uzbekistan defensive line was. Marlon lurking. Pakpo's beaten it again. Pakpo for Marlon, who again can't get it out of his feet. Well, again, that looked like a decent enough chance for Donya Marlon. Similar to many he got against Algeria. And again, it doesn't go the Dutch way. That would have been close. Pakpo not flagged offside initially. And that's a poor finish. Really not good enough for this level from Donya Marlon.
একটা ভালো অ্যাপস পেয়েছি, একদিন দিল সব যত খেলা সব মানে বিনা পয়সা দেখা যায়। না, এটা থার্ড পার্টি অ্যাপস।
না, এটা আমরা দেখলেও পয়সা কামাবে
না, সে পয়সা কামাক, যে কামাচ্ছে কামাক।
হ্যাঁ,
ফক্স স্কোরার প্লাস চ্যানেলটার নাম, যেতে খেলাটা হচ্ছে নেদারল্যান্ড আর উজবেকিস্তানে খেলা হচ্ছে। ফাউল হয়েছে, ফাউলের বল বসিয়ে নিয়েছে, পাস করলেন না, মিস পাস।
One back by Van der Ven. Pakpo, let's keep Van der Ven to go again. Dion, Gravenberg. Just a little high for Cody Pakpo. Opposite side to Husanov, who he came up against in the Premier League, the Liverpool winger, against Manchester City. This is the chance he created a moment ago. Husanov nowhere to be seen on that occasion. It was Urosov who had to try and get closest to Marlon and couldn't. Well, 14 goals in 18 games for Roma. A man had just hit the ground running and kept on running in Serie A. Top scoring player domestically in the Dutch squad. Somerville, who couldn't keep West Ham in the Premier League. Dumfries. Van Hekken. Somerville under pressure from Urosov, who is now trying to stop the free kick from being taken quickly, as is Ronov. Kakpo. Cody Kakpo looking to cut on his right. Lovely little dink ball for Dumfries, and there's Reinders, who popped it over the top. Didn't quite adjust in time.
খুব সুন্দর একটি গোল করলেন।
This time it's a clever ball from Kakpo to pick out their overlapping defender. Was he onside? I think he did his best to.
দেখতে পাচ্ছেন ব্লু জার্সিধারী খেলোয়াড়রা এক গোলে এগিয়ে গেল।
So that would have counted. It's just behind Tijani Reinders. He couldn't quite adjust his position in time. Clever ball from Kakpo, and then it doesn't stay down.
Well, that's two decent chances in the opening 13 minutes for the Dutch. Fabio Cannavaro did say it would be a big step up. Certainly played down expectations. A tough level, much more intense than the domestic leagues that these players play in, with the exception of Kusanov.
হাফ টাইম মধ্যবিরতিতে খেলার ফলাফল 1-0। আমরা ফিরে আসছি মধ্যবিরতির পর, সঙ্গে থাকুন।
Certainly the heat is a factor, and that is something for both sides to get used to. Van Dijk, not often you can hear the chirping of birds over any crowd noise, but that is the case here without supporters inside this compact stadium. Van Hekken. This time they've gone long. Kakpo cutting in. Clearance completed from central midfield. Jurunov will not be able to get there, despite chasing it down. Van Hekken, subject to interest from Spurs of late. Gravenberg. Foul by Faisulayev. They've taken it quickly, and Kakpo is very quick. That's plenty on the cross, though. Somerville will have to try and retrieve. He does. The Dutch share of possession at the moment, 83%. Still only a couple of efforts on goal, both of them wide. One from Marlon, both of them off target, at least. One from Marlon, one from Reinders. One shot from Uzbekistan too. Somerville a little clumsy, giving the ball away and then giving a foul away. By Van der Ven. Here's De Jong with a little bit more space ahead of him, chased by Sefayev. Dumfries backs himself for pace, but the position is with Nasrulayev. Gravenberg, patient from the Dutch. Dominated possession too in the first half against Algeria, who really turned things around at half-time. Much more bite in their game. The substitutions certainly disrupted the Dutch flow more than their opponents, and in the end it was Anis Hadj Moussa scoring on his home ground, the fine old man that won the game. An impressive victory for Algeria. There's a ball in behind with Van Dijk getting there first. Shomurodov has barely touched it. That's confident for Verbrugge, but he didn't chip it to anybody in Dutch colours. And they've got themselves a platform here, Cannavaro's men. He's committed to the job since joining in October. His family's moved out to Tashkent with him, the Uzbek capital. He has Clarence Seedorf as a technical and sporting director as well. Shomurodov, lovely little ball, but the offside flag's already up before Faisulayev took a hold of it. It's the captain who's just beyond the last defender. That is the sum total of the crowd. There are a few who have found their way in, invited guests anyway. Used for a lot of college athletics. USA Track and Field use this place as well for national and international competition and trials, but some have been lucky enough to find a way in. Reinders for Dumfries. This is Tijani Reinders again. Up against his Manchester City teammate, Husanov. De Jong. Chipped in by Frenkie de Jong. Not cleared entirely. There's Shomurodov. Knew where Yuronov was, but he's going to have to do lots of this himself. Have nicked it back. Here's Reinders. Tijani Reinders altered up. Crescencia Somerville. Oh, it's away from Marlon. Didn't quite reach Gakpo. The clearance only reaches Mickey van der Ven. Gravenberch for De Jong. It's provided by Van der Ven now. Gakpo has got him more central. Touch happy to go back to build again. Van Dijk arrows one to Somerville. It's a misplaced one from Dumfries. Gravenberch competing well. Van Hecke can build things up again. Gakpo running off the ball is Reinders. Into the box. He had the chance to pop it in for Somerville early. Tijani Reinders. Back he goes to Van der Ven. 20 minutes in. Goalless in New York at the moment. De Jong for Gravenberch. Opening up and fading away. First shot at anger from the Liverpool midfielder. And it was always fading away. There's a lot of police here. It is behind closed doors because of so much else going on around the World Cup and in New York in general. De Jong can see that one safely back. Van Dijk has a quick look up. He's in a few long passes. The preferred most of building up though is to use De Jong, use Reinders, and then try and move it quickly when you're over halfway. The skipper, Shomurodov, well marshalled in the end. Faisal might have had a go himself. Were caught out by Algerian counter-attacks in the second half. The Dutch having controlled the play. They're continuing to control the play here. But we're almost a quarter of the way through the game. And they've not yet found a way through. De Jong. Here's Frenkie de Jong again. That pivot in the Dutch midfield through which much of the traffic goes. Title winner again with Barcelona. Van Hecke for Marlon. Now Dumfries joining in. Somerville. One way and then the other. It's an easy one for the goalkeeper though. Yusupov with a good call. Very easy to hear. Each side's calls. without the supporters making a great deal of noise. They've gone early. Van der Ven can see it out. Does. And that may be time for the drinks break. Given the temperatures here, subs will get involved as well, I'd imagine. They'll have them in the tournament itself, and we are having cooling breaks, not just for the players,